Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be creating a second mulch pile, but this time it's going to be inside my garden area. And the reason I'm doing this is a couple different reasons. Over the winter, I'm going to be putting some of this mulch inside the gardens to basically winterize them. And right now, my original mulch pile next to the chicken coop is kind of getting overrun with chicken poop. So that's on the right side of the mulch pile. On the left side is the portion that has been being mixed up for weeks and weeks now, and I haven't been using any of it, but it's about ready, even though there is this chicken poop in it. So I'm going to be transferring that inside the new mulch pile that's going to be inside the garden area, and that's what we'll use for the gardens. It'll be closer to the garden, so I won't have to transfer all of this, and then I'll be able to move all of the new mulch into the old section and continue mixing it up and mulching it up for another project. Now, one thing I do want to mention about this new mulch pile that I'm going to be creating inside my garden area, there's a section that I don't have any gardens in there. I was going to put a garden there, and in fact, I was going to put my blueberries and raspberry bushes in there, but they died. So we're going to take away that idea and use it for the mulch pile. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be bringing my golf cart with the kiddie pool so that I can transfer the mulch over there. And I'm going to be using some of the scrap lumber that my friends gave me to build the mulch pile. We're going to be building it up a couple, maybe a foot or two, so that it could be deep enough to hold enough. And I'm going to have to bring a rake to rake out the wood chips that are in that section currently, because there's not enough section to make the garden unless I move the wood chips. I had to put my hair up because it's just way too hot out here. Okay, this is the part of the garden that we're going to be working with. I had added this garden just to put wood chips around it, and I thought I was going to create a garden, but decided not to because I ran out of the dirt, the compost that I had. So we're going to be extending this whole section right here and making it into a second mulch pile. And this is to provide all of these beds with compost for in the winter. So I'm going to be putting compost in these beds, just topping off all of the raised beds with more dirt over the winter, covering them, and then they'll be prepared for us next spring. So I'm going to take the rake and start to gather up some of these wood chips. I'm going to put them in the kiddie pool, and we're going to put them over here in this section around the tree. So this side of the tree doesn't have any wood chips, but this side does. So we're just gonna use those extra wood chips to kind of fill in around the tree and just make it look nicer. There used to be a snake brush pile here. Okay, I took out the golf cart and I drove it up to this side of the fence, and I'm gonna be scooping the wood chips from the inside to the outside, and then we can transfer the wood chips from the kiddie pool to the tree. So I'm gonna take these, I've got a shovel and a rake. I'm gonna take out these pieces of wood. We're gonna be using completely different pieces of wood and scraping up an entire area, making sure there's a walkway around it so that I can still mix it up before I use it, because I'll be mixing it up throughout the year. I'll also be putting some of the dead plants into this compost pile, this mulch pile, just because the dead plants are good for the nutrients for the garden. You don't want to put any diseased plants in there, so we're just going to be using the dead plants when I clean all of this up in the winter. Okay, so this is the section I'm going to be using. I'm going to be making it about a foot or two high so that I could fill it. We do have some mulch in the mulch pile over there that we're going to be transferring over here. There is a little bit of a walkway still that I can get through here, and a walkway on this side. Now, some of you guys who have been following me already know that I made this garden section. The very first thing I did was put landscape tarp on the entire bottom of this entire garden, and then I put the wood chips over it. So that's why there's tarp underneath all of this, which is a good thing. I am going to go put those wood chips around the tree over there, and then we're going to go over to the scrap lumber area and we're gonna grab some boards. I brought out my measuring tape. We're gonna measure how big pieces of wood that we need, and I could get out the circular saw to cut the pieces if I need to, if we don't have enough. I also have a drill and some screws so we can make it taller. I don't think 1 foot is going to be enough. I can fill in the rest of it over here. We have about 100 inches here. About 100 by 50, 100 inches by 50 inches. So that is the size mulch pile we're going to be working with. And it's in the afternoon, but I have to watch myself around this wood because I've had snakes around here lately, and because there's all of this wood stacked up around here, this is the perfect place for them to hide. So we just got to be a little bit careful. They do camouflage themselves well, so just want to be careful. I do have my measuring tape. We just measured the gardens, and now I'm going to find pieces of wood that fit over there. So this is the scrap lumber pile. I've got another one right here with shorter pieces, another one right there with also shorter pieces. This is the pile I'm going to be pulling the longer ones from. There are a few good long pieces right here, but they have paint on them, so we're not going to be using those. Afraid of snakes now, so I don't even want to mess with this, but we have to get in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a board or a stick, and I'm going to warn them that I'm in there just in case there is snakes in there. I don't want to be surprised and uncover one. Be a good piece because it's thick. I just don't know if it's 100 inches. Let's check it out. I doubt it. It doesn't look like it. This is what I did to kind of measure all of them out. I need about 4 to 6, either 4 or 6, 100-inch pieces of wood, but it might not be 100 inches. And then I can cut the 50-inch pieces and put those together, so I will need about 4 of those. A couple of these, like these two, are a little bit thicker, so that's not bad. I don't know how big I'm going to make this mulch pile. I could either make it 3 boards high or 2 boards high. If it's 2 boards high, it's like 8 inches. If it's 3 boards high, it's about a foot. Now, mind you, I'm going to be putting all of this mulch in there. So if you can see, that kind of looks like it's about a foot of mulch. So we need all of that to fit in there. And then when the winter comes, we're going to be using it all. But it needs to fit in there, and I need to be able to get in there and stir it up throughout the year. Even though this stuff is already done, I'll just keep mixing up this mulch pile, and then when the winter comes, this side should be ready to put inside the other mulch pile, and then I could just keep doing that at like a rotation. Okay, since I do have the circular saw out, I'm gonna measure probably, I want the longest pieces to go on the end. They're not going to be 100 inches, but these 3 pieces, man, I might need to get one more piece, because honestly these 3 pieces could be good for the 100 inches. I might use these pieces. Might as well, because they're thicker. Maybe I'll only need 1 of each. A little bit shorter, but I'm good with that. This one is too thick. I'm going to use a different one, probably this one. Okay, we have our 6 pieces. I'm probably going to put those back over there, unless I decide to make it 3 boards high, which, I don't know. We'll see how it gets put together when we're over there. Let's take these over there. I'm going to load up the golf. Just in case, and I'm going to drive over there. I'm still going to go on the outside of the fence and put these over that way, because this golf cart can't fit inside there. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit inside the gardens with the golf cart anyway. So I will meet you over there. second one, the second piece in over here. Those two are in. Actually, this is a bit short. So is that bottom piece, which is kind of okay. It's not going to be perfect because these are pieces of scrap lumber. So I'm gonna. Oh, that piece didn't even go in. I might be able to put another block in there. This one definitely, this garden definitely is not going to be perfect. I'm going to try putting a piece in. This top one, because the bottom one is not connecting. Alright, that might have to do. So the bottom piece, that's going to have to do. This has a bunch of nails in it. There's just way too many nails in there. I think this might be good. I could even like put a mound here and mix it, but it's a lot of room. Again, this one is not going to be perfect. I don't even think I need the scabs that I thought I was going to need, which are those pieces of, I don't even know if that's what they're called, but the pieces of wood that connect these two pieces to make it more sturdy. I might do that because this bottom one is not connected to this one. Because it's loose, but it's connected over here and connected over there. This is good. Okay, actually it's not looking too bad. It looks pretty deep with both of the sides at doubled, and then these ends as a regular layer because it kind of adds up to the other two, but it's pretty deep. It's about 8-9 inches. We're going to be filling the kiddie pool with all of this mulch right here. This is the mulch that has been mixed up the most. I do not add the chicken poop over in this section. I stop right here. The chicken poop goes this way. When I empty this section right here, I'm going to be putting another layer of all of this mulch over here so that we could start that same process. And all of that mulch is ready to use. I could still mix it until I'm ready to use it on the gardens, but the gardens aren't done, so it'll be about another month or two before I use it. But I would like to get that out of there and set it up over there so that I could start the other pile, because I just keep gathering up all the chicken poop over here and it gets harder and harder to mix when it's as thick as it is. So I'm doing this now so that I could start the process of the next batch for the next year's gardens. Okay, one thing I want to mention about this mulch pile is that I did find a copperhead in here once. It's gone, but what you want to do before lifting any of this out and putting it in here, you kind of want to jab around in it to basically make anything aware, just in case it is under there. So I don't want to start mixing this and have something pop out as if it's hiding in there. And I do want to show you the consistency. This is the consistency of what's in that mulch pile. All of it used to be, pine needles, chicken poop, fire pit ash, and I've been stirring it up, and it's basically made compost. So that's going to be good for the gardens. It did start out as just a lot of this pine needles. None of it was composted at the time. The rains and me mixing it, all of the added stuff, the leaves, any kind of plant material that was put in here, basically mulched it in its spot. Sort of what the compost bin is doing with all of the produce that I put in there, along with some of the nature and the matter, like leaves and things of that nature. You mix it, and pretty soon it's going to make basically dirt. The consistency of this is, it looks like dirt, and that's what we're going to be using in the gardens for just healthier gardens. There's also hay and straw in here, leaves, sticks. I might as well get the shovel because a lot of this is falling through this pitchfork. We're definitely gonna have to make a couple trips. I'm gonna get the shovel and I'm gonna put this in from the outside in. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll leave this here. Okay, got our shovel. I'm gonna drive over there. I almost wish I had a door right here. I could always make a door right here and be able to walk around. Because I don't have a door. I've got 2 doors over there, so I might make a door right here. And that would actually fix that hole at the bottom. But this is working just as well. That was easy. I'm gonna leave this over here. No, I'm gonna bring it just in case. No, I'm gonna use the pitchfork to put it in here because I have to scoop it up onto this because this won't scoop the compost. So I'm gonna leave this over here. It's like fluffy dirt. It's pretty cool how much it's composted over the year. See how it's all falling through? It's like dirt. It's so cool. I'm gonna actually go get the shovel because this stuff is so loose, I'm sure it could scoop up. Might even be able to see how it's hard to scoop up. Have that rounded scoop in the front. Okay, back to this. We're at the top level. All right, back over. What's up, Darcy? Is she the head hen now? We are making some progress with this mulch pile. We've got about halfway done. This first half is done. All I have to do is get the second half. All of it is going to fit in the new, or the second mulch pile in the garden area. And then I can work on creating a new batch. Oh my God, I am exhausted. All right, we have most of all of this transferred over there. I have this big pile left that I'm gonna transfer over there. I might do another one tomorrow. I'm just way too exhausted today. It is still like 96 to 100 degrees out, and it is 6:30 p.m. So I am in need of a break, and tomorrow I'll end up putting another layer of this mulch over here to start that next batch, but I'll do it tomorrow. It's supposed to rain in a couple days, so that will start more of the process of the compost and mulching it up. So it looks like we've got a good system going here. It didn't fill the whole thing, but it filled most of it. If I was to take a rake and even that out, I'm sure it would even out to 6 to 8 inches of soil and compost that I can use. I can also keep adding to this. No, I'm gonna need a lot more for all of these gardens, so maybe once I start mixing up some more of that mulch, I can add to it later on and just use what I have in here for these gardens come the winter time, because I'm only going to be putting a top layer on them. I'm not going to be filling the whole thing, just basically topping it off, covering it up, so just to winterize it, and then I'm going to be doing some other stuff. But I think we did a good job. I think this will hold out for a while. It seems pretty sturdy. I can get in here and mix it up if I need to. And it's closer to the gardens, which I like. The only work that I had to do was transferring it from the golf cart, or the mulch pile, to the golf cart. and then over here, but at least it's closer to the gardens, and that's what I wanted. This is just going to be designated for these gardens, so I think this is going to be a good plan. We'll see how it works out this year, and if it does work out, we will do it again next year. Woo! So yeah, I am exhausted. It is almost 7 o'clock p.m. and it is still 96 degrees out. I am sweating like crazy. I feel like a hot, sweaty mess, and at least we got the second mulch pile done. I did not think I was going to get that done today because it's supposed to be hot for the rest of the week, and then it's supposed to cool down for the rest of the week with rain. I wanted to do it before the rain started, so luckily I got out there today to do it. But I tell you, I'm exhausted. That's a lot of work. At least the new mulch pile is made inside the garden area. Step that I don't have to do in the following years. It's something that I got done this time, so all I'll have to do from here on out is just keep transferring the mulch from the original pile to the second pile. And then my gardens will have fresh mulch every year in the winter to cover all the gardens. We'll get to that later. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. It's already done, so I'm going to be taking that, don't put that, right now, which is next to the chicken garden, don't put that, which is next to the chicken coop. A little section that I didn't use, don't put that, for the use of, don't put that either. Mulch pile is that, don't put that. Now, one thing I do want to mention about the new don't put that. I have to take a break. It's way too hot out there. It's 5:11 p.m. and it's 100 degrees out there. I need a lime popsicle. I'll go back out there after. And then we can transfer, don't put that. And last but not least, don't put that. But at least the garden is made, the new mulch pile, don't put that part.